Bare naked ladies.
I love the bare naked ladies, man. Oh yeah, the 1 week.
98.
I love how many lyrics and words those fellas crammed into that song.
And you have to, like, really listen to them, and they go so well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, and
Like, the way they go into, like, the way they roll into other things. You know what I mean? That's beautiful.
the 90s was great because we had this time where cultures were mixing, and it was totally cool for white dudes to sing rap, and they weren't culturally appropriating or doing any of that jazz, and it was considered artistic still. Like, oh, I'm gonna borrow this really cool thing you guys created, this rap thing. That's really awesome. I'm gonna use some of that and be creative with that. No.
We used to live in a time when that was literally the definition of art, was taking something and making it your own.
Yeah, man. It wasn't cultural appropriation, and that's bare naked ladies, man. Would they make it now? Wouldn't they just? They're probably already accused of cultural appropriation.
Bare naked ladies, so misogynistic. You could only get away with that in a patriarchy, Frank.
Dude, you're right. Bare naked ladies, man. Even the name, dude. These guys are just so 90s. It's fantastic. I hope they come around. I'd like to see a little bare naked ladies at some point.
And I don't know why I remember this from, like, an interview so long ago where they were like, the name came up. They came up with the name because it's just the thing they think about the most as young men.
At least that's what young fellas used to think about the most.
What's on your mind the most? Oh, yeah, well, this was before ladies had dicks.
Yeah, that's right. Now we got the chicks with the dicks. It's all very confusing for the young guys.
Now I don't know what to think about.
Oh, man, it's funny, dude. The 90s...
I was at an elementary school the other day, man.
Oh, yeah.
And, I had to take a picture of it. It's a poster of all the books you should read. I swear to God, dude, like...
Did they have the book Gender Queer on the shelf?
Was on there. One of them, like, the top, like, 5, dude. The covers were just, like, a black female standing strong.
Of course.
This black man standing strong. And then this, like, gender ambiguous person.
Megan Rapinoe. You could just say Megan Rapinoe. We know. I was looking at a picture of Megan Rapinoe, like, kind of a 35-year-old dude. I can't figure out what's going on with the Rapinoe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll let that hang.
Better pecs than me,
She looks like a very in-shape fella.
Yeah. Well, she keeps it tight.
Especially with that hairdo. It's kind of almost like David Spade-like. It's kind of interesting.
It is, right? Yeah, it's still a little weird.
Every time I see a picture of Rapinoe, I'm like, is that a guy? I'm really getting weird vibes, man. I'm getting Big Mike vibes. Big Mike.
A lot of people talking about Big Mike nowadays. It's kind of weird. Now that they're all bringing up that interview where Obama with the letter that he wrote to the girlfriend.
Wait, really? People are actually talking about this finally? Where Barack Obama not allegedly, actually, I think it's proven true. He wrote a letter to a girlfriend back in college, if I'm not mistaken, where he expressed his undying interest for the love and affection of men.
Yeah, he fantasizes about it daily.
Daily fantasizing of men with Barry Soetoro. Not surprising for anybody who knows the history of Barry Soetoro, a.k.a. Barack Obama. We all have seen the clip of the guy who testified in front of Congress over a multi-day affair that he had with Barack Obama, and they did cocaine and smoked crack and had fellatio and all sorts of gay sex, and, it was a great time had by all. Down that road, come on, Big Mike... Tranny. I think so, dude.
I don't know, but dude, I heard this really weird thing where, so apparently the rumor is, hold on.
I'm really excited for this.
Are you ready for a little controversy?
I got it right on this episode.
Yes!
Apparently he has all these letters from quote unquote girlfriends of the past. But they think the rumor is he wrote those letters to himself as girlfriends from the past.
Whoa.
Like in the past. Like they were real time. But it was him writing to himself as a girl.
As a decoy for the future?
In order for them to be used in the future in a biography or whatever after he died. Like, and what got me is you would have to do it like in when you're 16. You know what I mean? Or whatever. When you're 20.
Sure.
It's like, that's the kind of sick people that are becoming president.
Yes, man.
You know, like you had to be this kind of sick fuck your whole childhood, your whole teen years. You know what I mean?
You're banging dudes, and then you're writing fake letters to yourself from women,
women
to disguise
like
the fact
in your
that you're
20s.
Gay. Wow, man.
And what gets me is like I keep thinking like, dude, somebody must have told him you're gonna be president.
Yeah, well, the CIA has technology where they can look into the future.
And somebody must have told them because
they definitely tell these people and they groom them, and you know,
like with Ron DeSantis, where like during college his nickname was the resume. It's like, why would you live like that unless you know? You know.
So then, do you support the theory that the government can peer into the future?
No, I think they make the future. So I think they visit these people when they're young and they tell them, "You're gonna be a president."
That's kind of creepy. But do you think that the government maybe already has some foretold knowledge, like some sort of mechanism? Like I've gone down the rabbit hole where, you know, the CIA has technology that people can kind of send themselves in the past and in the future, and you know, they utilize these psychic abilities to kind of see what was going on, and even use projectors to project imagery of what is happening in past and future events. And so there's been a lot of speculation about, you know, Barry Soetoro and all these other people being, you know, prepped and primed to be president. And that also leads into kind of that whole time traveling element where, and everyone should look this up, Donald Trump's uncle was involved in the CIA and in top secret projects.
That's what I mean.
It's very weird, and there's a lot of stuff about Donald Trump being a time traveler. All right, I'll let you go.
Do you know what movie I think nails it? I like Deja Vu.
Yeah, Deja Vu with Denzel Washington, right?
Denzel Washington.
And so that is where...
And Jack Black.
Wow, yeah, that's right.
Great movie.
So wait,
but
Deja Vu is where you can't change what's happening, you just keep replaying it?
No. You can't change the time. So it was, the whole thing was we could go back and see this time.
Right.
You know?
And then we can interfere and do stuff?
No, they couldn't at first. But then that was what Denzel did. He was like, well, let's send back the note. And then he actually sent the note to himself. And then they went crazy where he sent back himself. But I like the idea of, like, because if you really go into the movie, they describe it as, we don't know what happened. We kind of turned on this machine, and they don't even know if they created or just kind of linked into a wormhole.
Which is probably Hollywood telling us the truth about CERN and what's going on over it's this.
Right, like they probably turned on some machine that they didn't even realize it, and then he's like, we don't even know how to really adjust it or anything, but we can see 6 days prior. You know, and it was like you couldn't adjust that time at all. You could go anywhere you want 6 days prior, but you can't adjust the time. It was like you had the 3 dimensions, but not the time dimension, you know? And I like that theory, but maybe it's like a 10-year thing, and they can send back notes, you know?
It's kind of creepy.
The thing about Deja Vu is, like, nobody really ever came up with that theory. Nobody really ran with it, you know? And it's pretty good.
That's not bad, and, you know...
They did pretty good.
Real Deja Vu, and, you know, the whole idea of, like, the Mandela effect, and the CERN facility, and how things almost seemingly, after we wake up, have changed, right? Like, you know... maybe there is an element of the government having the capability, going back in time, slipping some notes, doing some little deals, and changing.
Well, when you wake up and things are different, that's just the software upgrade.
Right, and then it's Berenstain.
We're in a simulation.
Then you have Berenstain Bears instead of the Berenstein Bears, man. That's how it goes. You know?
No, don't worry. The simulation anticipated the CERN.
I can only assume that. I don't know if I dig on that. I don't like the simulation theory. That's kind of, I don't know about that one.
What? It beats all your theories.
Beats all of them. I don't know. I like more...
Flat moon? The moon is flat because that's what they put in this simulation. In other simulations, it was a ball.
Well, if it was a simulation and we had flat moon, it'd because they didn't have enough bandwidth to complete the other side, right?
No, it's because you got to do different simulations. That's why there's infinite universes, quote unquote. They're just the simulation running infinite scenarios.
Wow.
One of them, we have a flat moon.
Right. Our current simulation, we have the flat moon. And
some of them, I'm sure we have a flat Earth.
Oh, I think we're in the flat Earth, flat moon. What if everything was flat and we just don't even realize it? We're a bunch of flat Stanleys.
Everything would be flat except the Italians, if you know what I'm saying.
Hell yeah! That's right.
You're gonna make me flat. I better be 8 inches thick. Oh.
Oh man. Well, speaking of moons, actually, dude, I got a clip for you, Mike. I hope you're very excited about this one. India landed on the moon.
I saw that. I can't believe they're beating us.
They're better than both us and Russia at going to the moon, man. This is outrageous.
Well, the only thing this means, now the moon stinks. These people stink, dude. Nah, I can't even imagine what the moon smells like. Is there a draft? I heard there's no wind on the moon. They had to make the flag look like what is going to get rid of the smell of curry now? Like, Jesus Christ. I always say everybody's shit smells the same, except the Indians, dude. I know when I'm in an Indian sewer.
Wow,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
Whoa. We went down that alleyway. Well, look, when it comes to the moon, I'm highly skeptical. I still don't know if we went or if we didn't go. Maybe we did go with the Nazis. You know, maybe there's alien bases. Who knows, right? Who knows with the moon? I always feel
That's the real question is, how do Nazis feel about Indians?
Yeah, were they partners with the Indians? I feel like maybe they partnered up with the Indians.
Did they?
Seems like it would have been a good partnership.
They probably partnered up with some, because I feel like some of the Indians, they feel like they could lose a couple Indians. You know?
No, dude, you're not wrong. If people don't understand India, there's actually a lot of conflict between many Indians within India.
Yeah, there's like whole regions that don't believe they ever were India.
They like hate each other.
Yeah.
It's crazy over there. I mean, it's a huge country. You know, like it. Look at China, Russia, India. I mean, these are huge freaking places, man.
Yeah, not as important as America, though.
Well, they've also been populated for so long. Like, China's been China for thousands of years.
I was just seeing this thing where it was in China, they discovered this, I forgot what they were saying. Anyway, the whole thing was the Western world. We hit a point, you know, like with the Rosetta Stone and everything. Like, we hit a time where we just can't decipher what they're saying.
Right.
China has been a continuous civilization since before that point. They have writings from before that time that it's still the same symbols.
They must have knowledge of things that we simply don't understand.
Indians, too.
Yes. These are long-aged cultures that have passed on generational knowledge for thousands of years, man. And we think we are so sophisticated and, you know, so elite and, you know, bow down to our technological advances. Like, we've barely been ruling this planet for a few hundred years, man. And maybe, just maybe, it's not about ruling.
Even our traditions, like, India, they have, like, books from the religion that are 4,000 years old.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? We're like, yeah, this guy died 2,000 years ago. We wrote a book about him 1,500 years ago.
His name's Jesus. Worship him. He's your savior.
Yeah, now we didn't even translate it into anything anybody could read until like 300 years ago.
Can't you see this book? It's been revised hundreds of times by many kings. Worship this man.
It's perfect.
What's that? You've had your religion for thousands of years? That's crazy.
Oh, wait till you meet the Mormons.
That's right. And then who's anyone to really shit on the Mormons? I mean, there's been a lot of new religions springing up throughout, the thousands and thousands of years, tens of thousands of years.
Compared to the fucking Buddhists, we are the new ones.
Oh, man, it's crazy to think about it, man, honestly. Like, these
the Hindus?
I know. Maybe we should take a look at some of these ancient texts from these civilizations that have been kind of continuous and consistent for thousands of years. Maybe they know something. Maybe they have an edge on keeping it together that we haven't figured out yet.
That's what I can...
They seem to, like, we were a country for like 100 years and we had a civil war. Maybe we should learn something from the Chinese.
I know. It's a great call.
100 years, we can't even keep it together, man.
It's a great call. We should start learning from these guys.
Dude, here we are 150 years later. We're ready for another one. We're jacked up. Let's fucking fight again, baby.
They literally found a whale that was older than our country.
It's so unreal, man.
And we're out there telling these people how to live. No, your boys should be girls.
Oh, here's the best part. We're sending Hunter Biden over to China and be like, here, do business with this jackass. He's going to represent our country for you guys.
Give this cokehead some money. Come on.
Some whores, too. You got any of those underage whores for this guy? Don't worry, his dad is vice president.
Preferably underage, but they don't have to. If they're overage, more cocaine is needed.
Dude, the Chinese must look at people in the West and just laugh their asses off, man. I mean, we are a circus. What a bunch of clowns.
Yeah, you could literally buy us all with cocaine and hookers. I just realized that. I think you could own Congress if you had enough cocaine and hookers.
They already do. Yeah.
Yeah, Epstein's Island. I forget.
That's right. Dude. Well, China is rocking it in a big way right now. They were the headliner over at the BRICS meeting. Did you get down on any of the BRICS action?
I didn't, but I've been hearing a lot about it.
You were a busy guy. It was very boring, to be totally honest. I did some reading up on it, but it was all about bringing in these other countries from around the world to get down with their new currency. And apparently, the thing with the BRICS nations, and I kind of was thinking about for a while, there was a lot of scare going on, fear porn in the right-wing circles, how, they're going to devalue the dollar and, all this stuff. Ultimately, the reason I think this kind of union hasn't worked out in the past is because a lot of these countries just don't get along, man.
Well, they don't get along with anybody. That's why they're on the out.
Exactly. But even with each other, I'm gonna jump into this clip here over the BRICS nation. If you're following the news, you probably weren't listening to it, but because the news didn't want to talk about it.
What we're talking about. It's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and
South America. And they had an annual meeting in Johannesburg.
South Africa, not South.
Oh yeah, sorry, South Africa. Hey man, I'm America first all the way, baby.
At least he remembered South. I just had the S.
It's always America with me. So the BRICS nations got together and they had a summit, and they were basically they're trying to make their own gold-backed currency and cryptocurrency, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it is. And then they're trying to get these other countries.
That's why they'll
involved.
never. Okay, go ahead. That's why they'll never come together.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And so there's a lot of fear mongering going on.
Africa wants to do a purely mineral based currency. They want to base it off of gold, silver, heavy metals, and minerals.
Yeah, the reason Africa is so easy for countries like America and China and Russia to exploit is because they are so divisive amongst each other, and they can never, these countries can never seem to come together.
Can I play this clip?
Oh, you got a clip? Yeah, man. Absolutely.
It's about the same thing. I think it's like right over time. This is a guy, so they're all worried about him. He's kind of leading this whole thing. He's from South Africa, and he's like really big on bringing Africa together.
All right, man. I'm down with this. Absolutely.
They don't have borders in Europe. But when it comes to us, they say, no, you must have borders. Why? The division of of Africa is what makes them thrive. They thrive on the division of the African continent. Can you imagine the minerals of DRC combined with the minerals of South Africa and with a new currency based on the minerals? What we can do to the dollar if we become a United States of Africa with our minerals alone. We can collapse the dollar. We can collapse the strong pound that is based on gold, yet they don't have a gold mine. So why do you allow such things? There were no borders, and we must all of us unite in that call. Yeah. Free movements of peasants, free movements of goods will make this country flourish.
Dude, his big thing is all these countries talk about gold. They don't even have gold mines. We do.
Yeah, we do. I was just thinking this whole time, I'm like, we have tons of gold in America.
Yeah, but where are the mines?
I thought we have mines here. I'm pretty sure we have reserves here as well.
Yeah, we already mined them.
Oh, we also allegedly pulled out all of our gold from the Vatican, if you follow the Q theories and all the stuff that was going around on Twitter a while back.
Maybe. But this guy's really scary for American dominancy around the world, because if they actually listen to him, I mean, the United States of Africa, who could beat it? They have all the resources.
Do you think they could pull that together?
No. He's right. We did a great job of coming in and dividing them.
Yes.
He does I couldn't, really clip the longer speech, but he goes in to talk about how, like, you guys are fighting over borders you didn't even know existed. You don't even know what the fuck it means.
Absolutely.
Britain came in, drew a line, and France was on the other side. And now you guys are fighting because you don't speak the same language, but you're speaking English and French. You know what I mean? Neither one of you should be speaking those languages.
It's so wild when you really think about it, man. And do you think Africa actually could come together as a whole? I mean, I just honestly, I feel like it's just an impossible feat.
I think it comes down to you would have to educate them. I think it's really hard to keep people down like they keep Africa down if they're educated.
Like, what made the United States the United States, right? It was a lot of compromise, right? And political back and forth.
No, we're weird because first of all, nobody really knew what we had. And secondly, we had these oceans that protected us, combined with the fact that, like, now we got Canada to the north and Mexico to the south, which, they're kind of okay with being second and third, on the North American continent.
That's right.
They're not attacking. They're kind of just happy riding our coattails.
Well, nobody attacks them, right?
No, that's kind of what they get in return, is as long as we're all cool. Nobody, I mean, for anybody to come invade us, they have to send a Navy fleet, which is...
Or you can just funnel in thousands of military-aged migrants through the border in the south, and they could just slowly walk in, right?
Or you just release an app.
Yes. TikTok, man. Dude, this is why I can't get moving on the highway, dude. The chicks, they're addicted to it, dude. Everybody's watching the TikTok, man.
But yeah, Africa, man, that's a real... I'd love to hear what clip you had on that.
I'm glad we double-clipped. I love it. This is great stuff, man.
Because right now there's this whole thing, like, our news isn't even talking about the BRICS nations coming together.
It's weird how they're not talking about it. I find it very strange and almost kind of makes me more nervous, to be totally honest.
And then within that group, there's another group who's like, no, fuck the rest of the BRIC nation. We should just do an African thing. And that would be devastating to the whole world. You know?
It really would. Maybe, like I keep circling back to and I know Trump is toxic, but I think the reason they get behind Trump is this America first. Let's bring everything back to America. Let's stop depending on these other countries. And,
well, look at the strategy this man is laying out to prosper in your region. He's taking the U.S. strategy. It used to be what we were doing.
Yeah, let's manufacture, let's build, let's create, let's mine.
Let's be the United States of America.
It used to be that way here, but we outsourced all of that around the world. Well, the reason people really like Trump, and I know people have a hard time on the other side wrapping their mind around it, but Trump's message ultimately is, screw those other countries, let's bring business back to America.
But he really failed on that policy-wise. Like with that, remember that he did that whole thing with the carrier plant?
Yeah, I don't know.
Nobody remembers.
Because...
And then they closed a year later, sent all the jobs to Mexico anyways. And they went to Mexico with their giant tax cut, the refund that they got, from Trump.
Yeah, man. Honestly, all I remember is that gas was way cheaper. And I didn't, and honestly, like, I didn't care what was going on in a lot of government and stuff. And the only thing that was...
I definitely didn't hear about any coups or assassinations or Wagner Group guys,
And I wasn't pulling hair out of my head every time, like, once a week I heard we're sending another $25 billion to Ukraine, some other country, while nothing is fixed around my house. No roads are being maintained.
Well, it takes 5 years to fix the Kennedy. Not even update it or upgrade it, just repair it.
It's just, I don't know, when I really think back on the time Trump was president, the media frenzy, if you put that out of your mind, right, we were just kind of living our lives, and everything was really actually kind of normal and nice, and I think the Rob Reiners of the world out there who were obsessed with Trump, they didn't really see how good it was, honestly. Everybody was doing their thing, and the economy was humming. And it seemed like we were on the right direction.
Some would even say it was great again.
It might have even been a moment where we made America great again. You're right on the money there. I think we all felt it. Well, it sounds like these other countries are going to make themselves great again, especially China, a country who's, I believe, not doing so great economically, and I've read a lot of stuff about them. They're always lying to the rest of the world. But again, been around for like 3,000 years, dude. They know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? They kind of
lying too.
They just kind of coast through the existence of everybody else, right? The culture survives, and that's the ultimate goal. Well, they're gonna bring all these countries together, and let's hear how the media is portraying it.
6 new nations are joining the group of emerging economies known as BRICS, which stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The announcement came on the last day of the summit in South Africa. The group has positioned itself as a counterweight to what it sees as U.S. dominance. Kate Bartlett reports from Johannesburg.
BRICS was already a politically and economically diverse group before expansion was announced, and is formidable in that it accounts for 40% of the world's population and about 25% of global GDP. The group has now added Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Saudi Arabia, Iran, and the United Arab Emirates.
Yikes.
This was political analyst Stephen Gruz's take on the news they'll be joining in January 2024.
I think they're trying to build on the momentum that's been created of new countries wanting to join the BRICS system. What that'll do to the acronym is another question.
Relations between current members haven't always been easy. China and India are in a dispute over part of their border, and the combination of new members has also raised eyebrows. Iran and Saudi Arabia are old political foes, and there have also been tensions between Egypt and Ethiopia over a hydroelectric dam on the Nile. Many developing countries have long chafed against what they see as US imperialism and an unequal international system, and like the idea of a group challenging the status quo. No one's more pleased about that than China and Russia, which has been hit hard by sanctions over the Ukraine war. Here's President Vladimir Putin at the summit, joining by video link because an internet...
Putin. Did you catch that? Putin. I like that.
And they're lying because, I mean, that's one of the greatest failures of this whole Ukraine thing, is we proved our sanctions don't work.
Yes.
Russia increased its GDP during the war. Like, their economy is probably doing better than the U.S. right now.
Well, they're winning the war, and we're losing, and we're spending billions every week. It's insane what we're spending on this thing.
I wouldn't say their economy is doing better. I would say the people in Russia feel better than the people in America.
The people in Russia are healthier because now they don't have to eat McDonald's or KFC. Domino's is no longer there. Like, they got rid of all
Rush Donald's.
Rush, that's right. Putin knows, right? I don't know if that works. Putonos. No, all right. So we're gonna go. Back here.
Yes, President Vladimir Putin at the summit, joining by video link because an international criminal court warrant for his arrest made it impossible for him to travel to South Africa.
Some countries promote their hegemony, exceptionality, and their policy of the ongoing colonialism and neocolonialism.
This week, while the other bloc members voiced aspirations for world peace, they fell short of condemning Russia in its invasion of Ukraine. For NPR News, I'm Kate Bartlett in Johannesburg.
Yeah, awesome. That was the best clip I could get on the BRICS nation. A bunch of foreigners talking about it. Did you notice they had a lady who could barely speak English do the English translation of Putin?
I loved it.
That is good stuff, man. That's how we do it here.
You can't find it. Can't find it in American news.
Well,
we're not worried.
Why don't they want to talk about it? That's kind of has piqued my interest on this whole BRICS nation thing. Like, I find it to be very fascinating. You are right on the money, sir. Like, hey, dude, Africa all unionizes and gets together like the United States. Like, that could spell some serious trouble for the entire world. They have pretty much all the awesome resources that we need in this planet. So, I don't know. I don't see them ever unifying because they seem to have a lot of issues in Africa. And also, we are so good at staging wild coups d'etats and destabilizing countries, especially in Africa. Like,
but we're terrible at the aftermath. That's the thing. But eventually the people will realize it.
I mean, the aftermath and all the chaos, isn't that part of the mayhem? Right? You make all this madness, and then all of a sudden, you know, this country's left out.
That's what I'm saying, though, if the people stop reacting.
Yeah, well, you're right. If they stop reacting, then we could have a problem, I guess.
We'd have nothing to do, you know?
Yeah, man. Well, either way, China and Russia and India, and did we do the India moon thing, or did we skip over that?
No, I think we talked about it. India's on the moon.
All right, I guess we talked.
It smells like shit.
Well, we talked about it, but
we never played the clip.
No, but
we never played the clip.
Since we're still talking about China, we're talking about India. They're in the BRICS thing, and they're all making major moves. And I like the India moon story for one reason and one reason only, Mike, and it's for you.
India just became the fourth nation to successfully land a spacecraft on the moon, but India is the only country that has ever landed near the moon's south pole, and that's significant.
Here to explain why this is so significant, we have astrophysicist and author Neil De Grass Tyson here to break it down for us. Good morning. So let's put this in perspective here. Why is this landing so close to the moon?
Just listening to you murdering my ears and my fucking
So
sense
you may know that the farther away from the equator you go, the lower the sun's arc is in the sky.
Okay.
Until you're near the poles, the sun just barely ambles above the horizon.
Okay.
The same is true on the moon. If you go to the South Pole, where there are craters that have rims, the altitude of the sun over the horizon is not high enough to reach the bottom of the crater. So it's literally where the sun don't shine.
Okay.
And so...
Okay, so right here, Neil De
This asshole, you just brought out an astrophysicist to explain to me shadows?
And he made a crotch joke, and here's the best part. He's going to laugh at his own crotch joke here for about 10 seconds. Fantastic.
Where the sun don't shine.
Okay.
And so, so when the moon's hit by asteroids and comets,
He can't handle himself. He's so funny, guys.
It's where the sun don't shine, Frank.
Where the sun don't shine. He's talking about the taint, or as I explained to you a few episodes back, the grundle, like they like to say over on the East Coast there.
Oh, I believe now we got to change it to the chink, since that's where the... no. Who are we talking about? Who landed on the taint?
It was the Indians, man.
The Indians. Oh, sorry. What do you call an Indian?
You know, I don't really... well, I'm not big on the racial slurs in general.
Indians, man. You fucking... How did you get away with not having one?
That is a great call. How did they avoid having the well-known racial slur?
I guess Indian is mean enough.
Is it? I mean, it's called...
Dude, you call me an Indian?
Well, they're called...
Whoa!
The country's India.
Yeah, but... I think there's a lot of things I'd rather be called than an Indian.
Well, just prepare yourselves. Eventually, it's going to be Indai. If NPR has any word.
That is not a thing.
Turkaye!
That is not a thing.
All right. So more on the India moon explanation. Are you loving this? This is classic Neil De Grass Tyson, man.
This is great.
He's explaining all the worst details. And I'm telling you right now, the man is not an astrophysicist. He's a liar. He's an actor. I swear on this. This man has no knowledge of
absolutely,
space.
dude. He just talked to us about a fucking a shadow.
A shadow, yes.
Literally, yeah.
All right. This is a good one. This is for you, Mike.
If water lands in those places, they're called cold traps, and the water never goes away.
Well, that's the key there, the water. So you're near water, and that's interesting. But what I found surprising is water is something that may actually be able to be transformed into fuel.
Yes.
We're now admitting, though, that we have, like, lakes of water on the moon?
Wait a minute. Is this Alex Jones or Neil De Grass?
Yeah, man. Dude, are we now admitting openly that there's water on the moon? All right.
Man, this is crazy.
I think this is crazy.
Is something that may actually be able to be transformed into fuel.
Yeah, so you can drink water, but if you separate the hydrogen and the oxygen...
Oh, thanks for informing me, Neil!
Whoa! Groundbreaking! Earth-shattering!
Oh, my God.
H2O, and bring them back together, it is rocket fuel. And you know what the exhaust is? Water. Okay, so it's pretty clean rocket fuel, and that's the main engine of the space shuttle. That big orange tank that they used, that's hydrogen and oxygen being merged together to create the thrust to put that puppy into orbit.
Wow.
We understand you actually met with the Indian Prime Minister earlier this summer. What did you two talk about with regard to space
How did you get the smell of curry off your hand? Sorry. And for those that were so curious, Hindi, I guess, is the racial slur.
Hindi is the racial slur? Or
Remember?
Hindu.
No, that's what they are Hindus. But you call them the Hindi.
Really?
Yeah, I don't believe it.
I don't know. I just didn't. That's not. They didn't ban.
I think you guys are trying to get away with something here.
I'm telling you, they never had to ban any like Indian slur from like a Mark Twain book or anything like that.
It's like it's just people are like, this guy was assaulted. They called him a dirty curry Hindu.
I guess, yeah. Maybe the dot
curry
head,
cunt.
dot head.
Okay, curry cunt. That's pretty funny. That's
yeah,
pretty
it's
funny.
still. I just I don't know. Even for America, we have our own Indians, and we called them Injuns.
Right, that's for a Native American Indian.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
we have Native American. So yeah, I guess even the word Indian here became a negative phrase. So we took a word that describes a people in another country.
We landed on a new land we've never seen before. We met a new people. We had no idea what they were saying. They looked like nothing we'd ever seen.
That's right.
And we're like, you know what? You guys are dirty, disgusting people that live off the land. You smell like shit. You must be Indians. Oh, you never heard of the country? You're going to love them when they get here eventually. Trust me. You're practically brothers. It's terrible.
I think this is probably close to what happened. All right, we'll finish this little Neil De Grass Tyson here.
You know, I've listened to enough of our own episodes. Like, even I'm wondering, name one people I like. You know?
Yeah, you hate them all equally. It's an equal hate.
I'm an equal opportunist.
White
here.
people is also, they're also in that basket.
That depends what kind of white.
Well, Ukrainians.
Yeah, I mean, dude, white people, you got drug dealers, rapists, murderers. I'm sure some are good people.
We can only assume. Hey-oh, yeah.
But white people are some of the worst people on earth.
That's absolutely true. All right, let's finish this off with Neil De Grass Tyson, the gas.
He says, here are our plans for space. We want to involve private enterprise. We want to grow. I said, yeah, good. I said, try to make sure everybody's involved because then the whole country can participate. Because India's a diverse community of ethnicities and religions. And I said, that way the whole country can share in these visions. And maybe ambitions in space could be one of the greatest forces of peace.
I was just about to say, and unify it.
A unifying force of peace for everyone's future.
Force of peace. Let's let that marinate for a minute.
Yes.
Thank you, Neil. Happy.
All right, thank you, Neil. That was wonderful.
Neil De Grass.
De Grass Tyson. Man, Mike, that was just for you, sir. I
appreciate it.
I know you love anything with that man. He talks to everybody like they are children. It's crazy. It's crazy how this guy talks.
You see, we take hydrogen, we mix it with oxygen, and it creates H2O, also known as water. You can drink water.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Neil De Grass.
Yeah, thanks for explaining water. Yeah, it's thanks. This is wonderful.
If you land on a place that has a high hill, high enough that it could almost be called a mountain, it might block out the sun.
Don't you think it's interesting that they're openly admitting we have pools of water, which are also called, ponds or lakes, on the moon? This was usually a thing reserved for, you were right, Alex Jones or conspiracy theorists. Alex Jones said on Joe Rogan's podcast several years ago that what people don't understand is the moon is filled with water, and we are supposed to advance as a civilization to the point where we can tap into this ball of water circulating the earth. And when we tap into it, it'll be our water reserve to travel interstellar space.
Well, that's one way to look at it.
Hey, the guy was right on gay frogs, man. So I don't know. Like, I got to take him for his word.
Another way to look at it is from Halle Berry's point of view, where the moon is actually a machine built by aliens.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And
is that Halle Berry?
It starts falling to Earth. I can't, dude. I saw half an hour of that movie, Moonfall. Yeah, that was not.
You saw half an hour?
Maybe. I can't remember. We've gotten.
It was a 2-hour movie. The whole point of the movie was Halle Berry she's the black Jennifer Aniston.
Dude,
still looks great at 50.
Oh, she's a smoking hot babe. There's no doubt about it.
Unbelievable.
Emma,
black don't crack.
Yesterday, Emma was watching. Oh man, Well, it was a Korean show, and I was just asking her like about the show and how it's going, and I'm like, is it Korean? And she goes, no. Wait, yes. I was like, yes, of course it is. She like hit the info button, looked it up, like, oh yeah, actually, no, you're right. How'd you know? I'm like, no, it's all Korean. They got
I thought you were
writers...
just being an asshole.
No.
It turns out you're actually correct.
They got the writer's strike going on, man. There's no entertainment on, but nobody cares. The Americans will sit there and watch Korean, whatever the hell it is. It doesn't matter. It's better crap, but it's still crap. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're in the era of soap operas, man. Everyone's just producing garbage, but it doesn't really matter. And honestly, I've been noticing Emma just gets down on the stuff more recently. There, no woke stuff. You don't have the blue hairs. It's like normal sexual tensions between people, and even with the lip syncing, it's way better. It's better than Doctor Strange.
Yeah, you could probably read it easier.
Yeah, I think you could. Maybe.
Like, I can't read the emotions on people if I don't even know what gender they are.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's also been watching the show with Martin Short and Steve Martin.
Dude, I don't want to interrupt, but I gotta interrupt this. Dude, this is so funny.
Carry on, my man.
When we started the recording,
do you have CNN in the background?
Shot.
Yes.
Yeah, they were doing a live shot of Trump going to the Fulton County jail,
so
right?
we're doing real time. Is he in there then?
No, dude, this is so funny. We missed it. So during the break, he was like reporting in, and I wanted to talk about it when we got back, but I forgot. And then now that I'm looking at it, he's already on his way back to his plane. Actually, his plane is taken. So he's already in a giant plane with his name on it and an American flag, and he's taking off, leaving Georgia as we speak.
Wow.
So, and CNN is putting up his mugshot. They love it.
Can we get a live shot of Rob Reiner on his bathroom floor, passed out from his massive orgasm?
This is the audio.
Yeah, man. Rob Reiner. He's out cold. We need to get some paramedics over to his house.
I got word from Rob Reiner's toilet here.
We have no more room in the city.
No more room for cum, man. Stop.
Oh, man. So Trump now officially, as we speak, has been arrested. And
you should see the mugshot, dude. He did the angry Trump.
I knew it.
Defiant, angry look.
I wonder what the bet was on. There must have been a bet in Vegas for this.
CNN breaking news. Trump becomes first former president with a mugshot.
So dumb. Is anyone actually buying into this? Come on. So for Sunday, we got to cover the Pod Save America guys talking about this.
I can't wait.
You got to give me
Well, they're not going to record
until
till Saturday once they stop coming. And then
That's right.
Sunday we can talk about it.
So are all the, I can't wait to see Michael Rappaport's reaction. Is everybody just going to lose their minds now that they finally got this mugshot that They
got it.
Yeah. Everybody
Dude, this
was
is
dying
like,
for this
man,
mugshot.
you ever been hitting a girl up for like a long time trying to get those titty pics, and then you finally get a titty shot?
Wow.
They finally got it, man.
They got the titties. All right,
they got the titties.
It's good for them. It's bad for America. Horrible for politics. Probably really bad for law and order.
This is the beginning of the Trump is the beginning of the end of America. Not because he was so bad. It was the reaction.
Yes, the reaction. And here we go now, because when the Republicans take over in the next round, they're just going to do the same thing with everybody on the other side.
Yeah, there's going to be a RICO case with the Biden family.
Exactly. Probably next year, right? Because I have a feeling the Republicans are going to win it this round. I think they've got the edge. And dude, this mugshot, this moment right here, this might even be a moment that wakes a lot of people up.
Dude, I mean, it's been on the screen now for about 10 minutes, and every guy they have talking about it, their little square is smaller than the picture of Trump. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, you guys are literally just begging for ratings, and you know Trump is the only thing that brings you ratings.
Yes. Yeah, they're obsessed, man.
Like, people are tuning in to see that picture, not hear any of you fucking people talk.
This is a grotesque and disgusting moment in American history, people. That is about as far as I can go on that. And I'll be honest, I don't want to entertain it much further, only because there's more important things to talk about.
Oh, dude, 45th president, inmate number P01135809.
Wow.
That's on CNN, dude.
That's gross.
So gross, right?
Gross.
Dude.
Get out of here with that.
Get out.
But this, I think, is gonna. I believe this will push more people to the. Well, I'm gonna vote for him now for sure. Like, you guys are so hell bent on destroying this man, then I really want him in. Actually,
you might as well have blown him up in the airplane as he was coming over and called him Pajogin or whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
Pierogi, yeah, dude, the poor guy.
This is the American pierogi.
The American pierogi. That's right.
You know, that's all this is.
Oh man. Well,
sorry, I had to interrupt.
No, it's all right. Look, I think it's important to know what's going on, and let's just get distracted for a little bit.
Bud Light, long known as the king of beer, now dethroned. America's favorite beer is from Mexico.
This is the mark of a fighter.
Modelo Especial overtaking Bud Light sales in the U.S. for the first time year to date.
It's stunning. It's not something that was expected to happen this soon. Bud Light's been declining for years, and Modelo Especial has been growing very rapidly, especially in dollar sales.
In May, Modelo was selling above the $300
he missed a golden
million
opportunity to say Especial in dollar sales.
Dude, so there's something going on in Mexico with Pacifico, and Em and I dig on the Pacifico whenever we eat at our local favorite taco joint, and we get our shots of tequila with the Pacifico, but they've been out. And this is the same place that told us about how they had the backstock of Bud Light and they had to basically throw it out. When we couldn't get any more Pacifico, we were shown the options, and there were, some goodies there, but we noticed they had some bottles of Modelo Especial, and that's what we've been drinking when we go in.
Nice.
And, dude, it's delicious. It's fantastic. It's good beer.
Oh, Modelo's a great beer, yeah.
It's
better than Bud Light.
Yeah, well,
objectively.
Dude, it's like not even close in my opinion. It's fuller. It has more color, more flavor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Bud Light. I never liked Bud Light to begin with, and
I gotta tell you, Rolling Rock blows them all away. It's cheaper, better. I'm drinking one right now. It is the best beer you can get for your money.
Personally, I've always been a Miller Lite man.
Oof. Well, you do have a vagina, so.
That's right. Oh, I'm half woman, half man, lady
fella.
You
are the man with the vagina.
The lady fella of Colorado. We're all lady fellas in Colorado.
I knew I didn't like you. Yeah.
When we went to the ball game the other day, man, we were walking past all these couples. Like, there were a few that we walked past, and I turned to Emma, and I'm like, do I look like that? Like,
I do that all the time. Yeah.
It was a rough scene, dude. Well, the fellas with the bag. No, I don't carry an arm bag.
Oh, what's with the purse? Dude, what's with the purse?
Dude, I'm telling you, we saw 3 couples specifically, and the guys were carrying purses, and they were so ladylike.
She's supposed to have the purse. She's the one that's supposed to have tits. Why do you have tits in the purse?
Yes! What happened here, man?
Lose the man boobs, give her the purse. Like, go do some push-ups, give her the purse. What is going on here?
Dude, I cannot tell you. We got to a bar, and I said to her, I'm like, did you see some of those couples? Like, walk past us, like, the dudes were hardly dudes. Like, almost borderline not dudes. And they all had handbag carry-all purses.
No, it's not even like, dude, some do the handbag. No, dude, that's gay as fuck. But
that's a purse.
Then the other ones try to be cool. It's almost like a fanny pack, but like crossed over the shoulder.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's like over the shoulder, but then like on the other hip. Like opposite shoulder and hip.
That's a purse, dude. It's dudes wearing purses. I saw dudes wearing purses, and it's clearly.
You know why? For those of you that don't know, the reason it's gay is because my girlfriend needs a purse because she has so much shit she needs to carry her.
Makeup stuff.
I'm a man. I need one thing: my keys.
Yes, and a wallet.
Keys and wallet. If I have my wallet, cell phone, and keys, I'm good to go. I'm like, I'll go into the woods.
Emma makes fun of me because we'll go to places like that taco joint that I love to go to, or we got a local dive bar down the street that we can just walk over, and I will show up to these places with nothing in my pockets. Nothing. I will forget to have grabbed everything, and it doesn't matter because they know me. I'm going to get served. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I will literally leave with nothing on me.
You're a man. You don't need a purse.
Yes, that's life as a dude. You know,
that's the best part about being a man. Listen, we got to work harder. We got to work the deadlier jobs. There's a better chance you're going to die at work. You got to if there's a war, you're going. You know what I mean? But you don't got to carry shit in your pockets. You know, you don't got to carry shit. That's the woman's job.
Yes, man.
That's why she's got the purse.
Yes, dude.
Listen, the women have their cross to bear. We have our cross to bear. Can we all just bear our own crosses?
And keep the line, man. Let's stay on our sides, dude. It's
stay in your lane.
Society functions.
Carry your cross.
Society.
Just carry your own cross. Keep going. I'm so pissed.
No, it's just, to me, like, society functioned really well when we stayed in our lanes. When we were
Frank, only for 250,000 years, 250,000 years we were fine. Now, have you met the people that come out of these schools, Frank? They're so liberated.
We're walking down the street, going to the ball game, and there's a bunch of couples, and the dudes, you're right, have bigger tits than the chicks. The chicks are fat, and, like, the guy has a purse.
Everybody's fat. Everybody's miserable. Nobody knows what gender they are or what they should even do. You know what I mean? The men don't even know how to hit on a woman at the bar. Yeah, I don't even know who is a woman at the bar, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure the last 3 people I fucked were men. I don't even know, like, what is going on here? In my defense, they were Asian. Jesus Christ.
Well, they were part of that band, BTO. You know, those Korean boys. Nobody can tell with those fellas, man. They're so smooth-skinned.
Your hands are smoother than mine. I'm fucking, you know?
You're the bottom. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Oh, man. No, I can't tell you. We were floored by the fellas with the purses and just the couples we were walking past. It was just the role reversal, man. It's a wild time. But the women are making the money now, dude. The women are hustling these days. The dudes we're like Mr. Moms, man.
It's their fault. You women should not fuck these men. You know?
It was pretty unreal watching these dudes. I gotta say, like, back in my day, a guy, you know, it's the jeans and the t-shirt.
Yeah. Anything else, you might be gay.
Well, you know what?
I feel gay ordering 5 t-shirts in a pack on Amazon. You know what I mean? If you're going to some store and, like, trying it on and looking in a mirror, yeah, dude. You're like 3 steps away from sucking dick. I swear to God.
I think it's a thing out here, man. It's the Denver lifestyle. There's something in the water. It's probably the plutonium and, you know, all the chemtrails that they're spraying above us. But the fellas dress like ladies out here. They like the clothing choice.
Here too. Now the women are wearing baggier pants than the men. Have you noticed?
I have too, dude.
The women have kind of gone to... I like it. It's like a more 90s look with like almost a tube top with the baggier pants.
Yeah. I saw a fella today walking with the shorts that went so far past the knees, he was about 3 inches from the ankles. They were almost pants.
Oh, the shants?
Were they spants or shants? I can't remember. I thought it was
shants.
Shants, man. Yeah, dude, he was rocking the shants, dude. I was very impressed.
Or the ports.
Dude, these bad boys were, I would say, 2 inches from being actual pants, man. They were.
See, but that's how you know they were perfect size, because if he was wearing rollerblades, it would have been touching the top of the rollerblades.
Well, he was a delivery guy, and I saw him get out of his truck, and he was walking across the street, and all I could think about was, from a glance, at a casual look, he's all business. But then if you took a deeper dive, you'd see the man is getting some nice airflow down there at the ankles.
Oh, yeah.
This guy's a genius. He's covering all grounds, man. And when you're sitting there all day in the truck, dude, those spants or shants or ports, they're riding up a little higher, so you're getting a lot of airflow and AC down in the nether
you're
region.
Pulling them up when you sit down in that chair.
That's
you know
right,
what I mean?
man.
And
So
it's creating that air tunnel.
You're getting that grundle AC that we love to get.
Right up to the balls.
The wind tunnel.